Hey guys, Mike here. So I got a jam-packed video for you today, so do not miss what I'm about to tell you. I'll show you some things that might absolutely blow your mind, because honestly, when I saw them, I'm like, man, how many times have you heard me say, if you've been around this channel long enough, man, it's a year first. I've been saying it for like 3 years. I said I should get a t-shirt to coin that phrase, year first, because we've just seen things that we've never seen before, right? Because we shut down the world and it broke all these metrics and all this other stuff. And I'm going to show you a chart today that if this comes true, if this happens, it'll be the biggest one where I just go, wow. I'll just sit in stunned silence, I guess. I mean, it'll be stunning. But I mean, at this point in time, you can't be surprised, right? Because I mean, I hear people all the time, they'll be in the comments blowing me up saying, oh man, you're leading people off a cliff. This market's going to crash and burn. They've been saying it for 2 years, by the way. 2 years, it's going to crash and burn. It has not crashed and burned, right? And I don't lead anybody anywhere. I just show you the charts. And by the way, I know those people in the comments yesterday was like, oh, watch out for these YouTubers that flip-flop. I don't flip-flop on nothing. All right, you can show me what I flip-flop on. I don't tell you when to go buy, when to sell. What I do try to show you, I ain't like some of these others, what I do try to show you is stocks that are coming down the golden pocket, right? 0.79 fib, pulling down to the 200, getting ready, like a buying opportunity, a breakout mode right here, showing you the volume pockets where it might bounce, all this stuff. That's what I try to do. I'm not a person who likes to buy at all-time highs on stocks, right? So I start looking for stuff on discount. That's me. I don't know what everybody else does. I don't watch the rest of them, but I'm not a flip-flopper, no way, shape, or form, okay? So let me be very clear about that. I'm very careful when I do that. And if I did, please put in the comments, because I'll go back and look, and if I did, then I will absolutely come out and apologize for it. But I don't do that. But I'm telling you, it's one of those things where you got to just look at the trend. We are in the trend right now. The trend is up. Are we overstretched? Abso-freaking-lutely. If you look at the Warren Buffett indicator, which, again, it might be broken. Who knows? We're 2 standard deviations. I do this for, I do members videos, and I show them this stuff. 2 standard deviations above, right? It's the highest it's ever been, right? But I'll tell you this right here. I did a members video on this 2 weeks ago. You do not follow Warren Buffett when you get out of a market or when you get in a market, okay? I did a detailed video showing they are months off, okay? They have a lot of cash. They don't even try to time the bottom, not even close to it, right? And so they bought in at some of the worst times and sold at some of the worst times. Just look what's happened recently. They sold half their position in Apple. Apple just hit all-time new high 2 days ago, right? Stanley Druckenmiller, and these are some of the greatest investors of our time, right? Stanley Druckenmiller, who I respect almost more than anybody, just said yesterday, huge mistake selling all his Nvidia when he did, but it is what it is, right? And these guys have proven track records, right? And so you can never time the top, you can never, time the bottom, whatever it is. You just got to follow the trend. It is what it is, and sometimes things get crazy, and we're definitely in those moments in the market where it's like, yeah, I mean, this is where we're at. You keep thinking, oh, is it going to set a new all-time high? Still going right now, and that's why I just give you guys levels. If it breaks this level, here's the next level to watch out for, okay? Unless something crazy, unless it's a black swan event, nobody can predict that. Nobody can predict that stuff, okay? Like the fact we got trillions of dollars to be refinanced next year in 2025 for corporations. Hey, we'll see what happens then. That's why I always cover the bond market with you. I say, as long as the bond market is good, I'm going to ask you guys a question about the bond market, because that's one of the charts I'm going to show you. It's 2 of them. And show you this is what's happened in the past. What do you guys think, especially the people who are into bonds? I don't really know what to think about it. I'll be honest with you. When I look at it, I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. I mean, but I'll show that to you. But I just want to set that out there. And now let me show you. Today was a crazy day. I'm just going to be honest with you. It was a crazy day for those who don't watch it. And this right here, this video shows you exactly what the market was all about. See that car coming? Boom! Right? That right there was the options market saying, get out the way. Okay? And you can see there's the SPY finishing up where it started. Okay, that's that describes the market to me today. Because look, this is where it pops up. Boom, we're going to the moon. Nope, comes right back to where it started, hanging by a thread on this channel right here, which I just put in 2 days ago for you. So still an uptrend, right? And you can see here's one of these examples, right? I put in the morning news brief. It will be interesting to see if the market breaks 58.80 today, as that is considered a call wall today. If that level holds and we reject, then look for 58.50 to hold as support. And then when you come in here, so make sure you put those levels on your chart, because you're going to need them going forward. Boom, we end up 0.03% away, which is minuscule, right? 0.02, 0.03%. Boom, end up rejecting right off of it, coming straight down. What holds though? 58.50 holds, okay? Then from there, we're thinking, okay, maybe we'll go up, maybe we'll go up. We're trying to go up. And then finally we end up breaking 58.50 and then coming down to that gap. RTH gaps are super powerful. We hit it to the penny. And then just a major move, 0.5% move very quickly. This is on the SPY, not the Qs. Traded sideways, came down, 58.50, tried to hold again, and then we got stuck right between the RTH gap fill and then around 58.50 for the rest of the day. The option market wasn't having. I'll show you two more examples in a minute. Real quick, so levels to watch here, right? You're going to watch right there on SPY. We talked about how we do that, so that's going to be 585.92, which was the high for today, and then you're going to sit here and mark out 582. If 582 breaks, obviously that means we have left this channel, okay? And we break right here, you get a trend shift, okay? So it's 579.13 right in there. If it breaks that, then that's going to go down to that fair value gap down there in the middle of the channel, and that'll be a trend shift on the 4-hour time frame at least. So keep that in mind when we're looking at SPY. Remember, we do have monthly OPEX tomorrow, okay? So trillions of dollars of options will be expiring. The Qs right here, we put this little fair value gap in there, this box. We filled it to the penny, sold down, stayed right in this box. And I said, well, let's just see if we trade sideways in this box. And what I'm going to do is actually just expand this box out, right? Because we're kind of in this range. I'm going to move this up, move this down right here, and say that's the range we're currently in right now, going from around 488 upwards to looks like 499.25, I believe what that is. And so that's the range we're in. There's a good chance because we don't have really big earnings as far as tech is concerned until next week, which we'll go into. So let's see if we stay in that box right there on QQQ. Now, Taiwan Semiconductor did exactly what they needed to do. They beat and they raised forward guidance. It was up 9% in pre-market. All right, so they did exactly what they needed to do. Of course, that lifted all boats right out of the gates. We lifted all boats, and then you can see it hit exactly one of the levels we put on here last night. A lot of people say, no, it cannot do that, and boom, there it is. Okay, that's why fibs matter. So it hit that fib, immediately sold back down, but held a lot of the gains. Okay, and left a big old gap right there. And so you're looking for support. Who knows if we're going to retest this now or whatever. It will get retested for sure. Will be the previous all-time high. There's no doubt about that. Again, you see the levels above that. And so, I mean, right now, I always say sometimes you get this gap and goes, and it can happen, right? So I always tell people trying to call a top, it really is impossible, right? Because everything you think is going to end, it doesn't end, okay? And they did beat earnings, they did raise fourth guidance and all that good stuff, but things do get stretched out, okay? And we're interested in some really funky times here coming up. And so you can look at SMCI and say, hey, this would be one to play, right? Maybe, and it did. Boom, it popped. I had a call. I was happy, right? But look at all this selling coming in. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the options market, right? I mean, just slaps it down. Look at that on the 15-minute. Absolutely crushes it down. No ifs, ands, or buts. Why? Right there. Everybody is sitting there at the $50 call. Knew it when I bought it yesterday. And what happens every time it hits that trend line right there, right above? Boom, slappy, slap, slap. Let's go one more time for the heck of it. Gets slapped down, all right? It is above the 50, and this is one of those companies which they keep putting out ads. I don't know why they can't put out the 10K. Did I miss that one or something? You know what I'm saying? But if it breaks above that trend line, boom, that shaded block I think is going to feel pretty fast, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, Nvidia, everybody in the muddle is sitting here buying 140 calls. Why do we know that? There you go. It hits an all-time new high. But so much exposure at 140, immediately it sells off. It's like everything did. Everything hit certain levels, right? SMCI did, Nvidia did. Basically went sideways, sold down the rest of the day. We'll see if we fill this gap or not. This is still in a bullish trend, okay? It had the, by far, most premium today, most bullish premium that is, right? Taiwan Semiconductor is actually behind it, even though Taiwan Semiconductor is the one that did really well in earnings. So we'll move that trend line. We broke up. Like I said, we break that, it's going to be all-time new highs. That's what happened, okay? By just literally like 40 cents or something like that. Not even that much. So some people are going to be calling for a double top. You know, we'll see. When you look at that, what do you see? A trend. Really, until you come down and there's nice support here, this trend line right here, you know, that's something to watch for sure. But when you look, we'll do what we did on Taiwan Semiconductors. Again, we don't have earnings for a while on this one. But again, if it keeps moving up, you can see right around 148 will be the next level, and then around 154, okay, if we break above, because then you're in price discovery. We've seen this before with Nvidia, all right, and then they start rolling in those call sweeps, you know, it'll move, okay. Now, can it pull back? Yeah, but right now, these support lines seem to be holding. Buyers are willing to step in, okay. That is obviously a channel, which I actually need to draw and look at it more. I need to draw that on there for you guys, so I'll do that for Sunday's video. But that's where we're at in Nvidia, right? It's still bullish, all right? A lot of this stuff is still bullish till it's not, okay? Amazon, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. When they come down in support right here, you see it coming down in support. It's in this triangle pattern. I was like, it's got to bust out at some point in time, and it reports earnings next week. I don't know if it's going to hold till then or not. Again, if it breaks down, it's going to around 183. But if you start to move up, right, if it breaks out of this going up, especially with good earnings, we know it's going back to 200 plus, right? That's what's going to happen. Simple as that. And again, this is the kind of stuff I like to present because you go, okay, that's good risk reward. Now, am I going to jump in front of this thing? Absolutely freaking not. It doesn't make any sense to me. It is good risk reward if you're a risk taker, which a lot of people are. I'm just not really. Okay, but again, you see where it can go to, the ups and the downs, all right? Now, interesting one is K-Web here, right? This one I told you, without stimulus, can they hold up? No, they're not holding up, right? They just keep selling off. But you can see this trend line is coming down. It's testing it as support where it was rejected 3 other times. And you can see there's a little bit of support. The main support is down below. You can see, I don't know if we're going to get down there or not. Again, it depends on what they're going to do. But right here is where we're at. So where that support starts, it's already starting to hit that first level. And then when you bring the fib out, powerful tool, where are we at? We're at the golden pocket. Okay, so we're down right around that 0.618 where a lot of things start to bounce. Okay, and keep coming lower, absolutely, down to 0.79. Yes, it can, but it depends on the stimulus bazooka that China needs, and they need a lot more stimulus, because their housing market is a disaster. Okay, and so they need it. You saw how much we put out in 08, how much we put out in 2020. Well, theirs is worse than us. Okay, so again, the thing they have going for them is communist government. They control the banks. They can do whatever they want to do, okay? But they need a lot more stimulus than what they're doing. And it's kind of interesting that you're seeing them. I don't know, I saw videos of like young people over there because they were opening accounts at like record pace buying into this. Well, of course, they were buying the top, right? So they're all way down right now. And it's like, that's why it's a good example. You never chase that stuff, man. Just let it go. It is what it is. I told you I had a call in Baidu. I sold that thing way too early, but money's money. I'm not turning down 100, 200%. I'm just not going to do it. Somebody else can do that if they want to. And it went up way higher than that. But, how was I supposed to predict, oh, they're going to keep doing stimulus every night when I'm sleeping, all right? And then when they stop the stimulus and turn off the faucet, boom, okay, that's what happens. So if they start coming back out and stimulus every night when I'm sleeping again, guess where the market's going, okay? So just keep that in mind. That one's at an interesting technical point. Now, here's the bond stuff I was talking to you about. And you can see right here, this is the B of A U.S. High Yield Index Options Adjusted Spread. That is a mouthful. And you can see where it's at. And I mean, super tight, down really low. And you can see what happens. Normally, they base out down here at a very low point, and then you'll get this explosion up, which means the market is crashing, by the way. For those who want a market crash, this is really what you need to happen. But you'll see usually there's a trend line there, and it'll base out for like months, and then boom, massive explosion. I don't know what the heck happened here in 2014, 15. I'm not familiar with that time frame. I can't remember, but something happened. And no base now, it just exploded, and the market went down. But there wasn't a market crash. And then in 08, you can see down below the level we're at now for like 5-6 months, and then started to move up, and the market started to come under pressure, and then just, of course, collapse big time. You see the same thing for the dot-com bubble. And so we're down at this very low level, but we're not where we were in 08 and 2001. So it still has room for these spreads to tighten up more, go even lower right here. And this chart, you can see it's way down there. And so that's what we need to see. And I got this trend right here I'm going to keep. But, looking at it, this is the next chart I'm going to show you. So if we see this thing start to break above this, that's when you know, oh boy, things might be starting to crack, because again, bond markets come under pressure. It happens, right? And that's when the stock market really starts to falter, okay? But look at this one. This is crazy. This is the junk bond yield spread versus the Fed funds rate. They calculate this by doing, Bloomberg U.S. corporate high yield minus Fed funds rate as of 10/15/2024. Okay, so this week. Look at where it's at. Look at the other time. That's 06 when it hit that level. We're hitting right below that level. Okay, so we're down there and low. Look what happened though. This shoots up. What happened in 06? The market ended up going up another 32% until it crashed. Look at this level. Obviously, we're way below this level. But that right there is 1997-ish. And you remember what happened in 1997 to 1990, end of 1999, into 2000? The market went up mass, like 90% or some crazy mess. I mean, it was an insane number. And so that wouldn't it be nuts if the market actually took off going into like 2025 and pulled one of these that has done in the past like this? I mean, that would be insane, right? And this kind of goes into this one right here, right? When we're talking about bull markets, this is a young bull market. It's the most hated bull market, but it's the youngest bull market, okay? It's only 2 years old, right? When you look at going 74, 82, 87, 2002, 2009, you see the years, right, that most of them go on for. Usually you're talking about 4 or 5 years at least, sometimes upward double digits. And for me, look, if we don't have a recession, at least in the second half of 2025, I'm just going to be falling out of my chair, man. Seriously, because I'll tell you a little more about that in just a minute. But, you know, you can see we're at 2 years. All right, you see the gains, you see the S&P change right here. And so those two charts kind of go hand in hand, right? So you're looking at that. But again, as far as the bond market is concerned, we don't know. Unless something crazy happens, it's holding up, right? So that means companies can finance, companies can get debt, right? Stock buybacks are going to be coming back in the billions and billions and billions right after October and stuff. And so, you know, that's why people say, I don't understand how this market just keeps grinding. And that's why, because the bond market is okay, still okay, right? And people around the world, all the federal banks or central banks are cutting. Okay, somebody cut today with ECB, I think it was, cut again. We're going to cut again this year, most likely too, right? And the reason why yields are up today, because one, we had sales came in better than expected. Whether you believe it or not, who knows, right? Unemployment claims, whatever. And it ain't about whether we believe it, ain't about whether it's cooked because it's an election year. It just matters what the market thinks. That's it, right? And that's why TLT is down again today. So at least, you know, I want to get your thoughts in the comments on that. I know some of you guys are really heavily into bonds and stuff. And by the way, post any questions down below you have for Saturday's video, and I'll get into those tomorrow, okay? Appreciate it. And now lastly here, earnings, of course, tomorrow, really, American Express, P&G probably, you want to look at. No real news is going to affect the market. I mean, you're going to come out here with building permits and housing starts, so nothing big. A Fed speaker as well. So again, just buckle up for a lot of options expiring tomorrow, and then next week will be very, very interesting because it'll be last week of October. So anyway, hope you guys got some out of there. Sorry it was longer than usual, but please hit the like and subscribe button if you did. Think about joining the membership, less than a McDonald's combo, and you get 2 private members videos a week and a daily news brief, as well as the Discord if you like to use that. But don't worry, I post most of the stuff in the Patreon anyway if you don't like to use the Discord. So have a good one, guys, and I'll see you later.